When Apex Legends first burst onto the scene, the game came with a cast of 8 playable characters, headlined by Wraith and Pathfinder, whose abilities pushed the already exciting movement the game had to offer to the next level. Naturally, as a competitive scene formed, these 2 characters were also the foundational pieces of the early meta. But over the next couple of years, Gibraltar and Caustic began to chip away at the thrones held by this duo, and that takeover became cemented in the early part of May when Valkyrie was released. She, combined with Gibraltar and Caustic, brought about a legend composition so strong that nearly every single competitive team in the world was using it. Gibraltar, Caustic, and Valkyrie had become the dominant meta. While this trio of legends sat atop the mountain, a newcomer had arrived that immediately threatened to change everything. Seer was released and took Apex by storm. With his abilities to passively see enemy teams anywhere within range, a tactical that would lead to certain death, and an ultimate that was essentially temporary wall hacks, everything about him was broken, leading to immense outcry from the player base that something had to change. And Respawn heard the feedback, nerfing Seer within a few weeks of his release. The competitive scene had thought the reign of Gibby and Caustic was coming to an end, but this nerf quelled the rebellion, and they dropped him entirely. The kings of the meta remained comfortably on the throne, until HisWattson showed up.
I'm looking. I'm on me. 110 on Gibby on the battle. Got him. Give 90. Give slow stage again. On me. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Good shit.
You gotta swing that left side, maybe. Dude, yeah. I'm in this. I'm in that. That's all you got.
He didn't heal. Give me. Caustic. Shit on him. He's one. Watch the battle. On me. Give me crack. Give me dead.
I think he did. Yeah, he got it all.
He actually prevented it from healing.
It's big, and that's gonna give him the res now because he's gonna have to heal back up that buys them the time. Seer is legit. Seer is here to stay. And Zera gonna connect. Oh my god, this fuse and Seer combo!
He's got 3 thermites, making another! Can we see a third? It doesn't even matter because HisWattson cleans up Space Station Gaming!
Give me slow. Behind you. You got that! You got it, bro! You got it! It's just you. You got it! You win it!
Oh my god! Are you kidding me? HisWattson is an animal!
The game is not merciful to those who lack imagination.
Welcome back to The Reset, a little bit of a throwback edition. If you enjoy ALGS content, make sure to click that subscribe button. Also, like the video, helps out with the algorithm more than you know. And if you want to find the best place to support me, check out my Patreon, link in the description. Before HisWattson could ever break Apex Legends, we have to go all the way back to May of 2020. ALGS Online number 6 is taking place, and we have a team who is completely unknown competing. Now, they don't make it to the finals lobby, so it wasn't the most noteworthy of runs, but it was our first time seeing HisWattson dip his toes into competitive Apex. But we fast forward to Season 10, and Wattson's Apex career almost ended before it even truly started. You see, he lived in a small town in Arkansas, and the internet there was inconsistent to say the least. And with constant crashes, Wattson had reached a breaking point where he thought he might have to give up gaming. But in steps his good friend Keon to save the day.
Then the internet stopped working. It just didn't work.
And he like just messaged and he's like, hey guys, like I can't do this like anymore, into like our group chatter pretty much. And he's like, I just can't play, my internet is like not working.
I'm living with my parents. I don't want to be a burden to my parents at some point. I got to move out. The internet sucks. I'm just gonna have to go get a job or something. I don't know. Gotta do something. I don't want to live with my parents.
I just asked my mom. I ended up asking my mom. I was like, hey, can like Wattson come in and like just stay with us? And my mom was like, sure, but like he's gonna have to pay rent. I paid my mom for like 4 months of rent. And I told Wattson, I was like, you can come stay if you want. Like the offer's on the table.
And then he called me and he was like, dude, Wattson, I let you live with me. Will you grind for number 1 and 2 and just stream and grow our careers? And I was like, I guess. I was like, but I'm not getting on a plane because I was scared of planes. So I was like, if you're gonna come over there, you have to come pick me up. Like you need to drive from Utah, Arkansas, 20 hours, come pick me up and drive me back. And if you do that, yes, I will play with you and grind Apex.
And I was like, all right, like I'll be there. So like me and one of my best friends, we drive 24 hours from northern Utah to somewhere in Arkansas. I don't remember where it was at.
Packed me up in my PC, and we drove back in the back of his car.
So it was 44 hours of 48 hours was just driving. And then Wattson lived with me for 4 months, ended up getting #1 again.
Pretty much it. And after 4 months, I had enough money and like my streaming was working. So I went and moved into my trailer in Arkansas because it had good internet. That's the only place I could find with good internet. So I moved into a trailer.
And while this was happening, of course, Season 10 was the season in which Seer was released. Upon release, Seer was incredibly strong, so much so that within 3 weeks, he was hit with a nerf. His passive had its range greatly reduced, his tactical could no longer flash or damage you, and his ultimate had an increased cooldown. During those 3 weeks, Seer's presence was running rampant across the professional scene scrims.
Wait, where's the team up top's about to do it now?
We have nades. Like, if you break their door, I could farm them too. If you
They're getting quadruple. Fuck you.
But after this nerf, the belief was that Seer was no longer competitively viable.
Seer's ass. You need to go to Bloodhound.
I agree. This is what I said. As soon as they nerf Seer, he's gonna be
Seer's 100% ass. Like the reason why Seer was so good is because his ulti was like such a low cooldown.
Such a low cooldown, yeah.
Just you need to go back to Bloodhound. Seer is not good.
The best teams in the world moved back to the more familiar and straightforward Bloodhound, and eventually everyone else fell in line. But in Season 12, something changed. Wattson and his friend Keon were pred grinding throughout the entire season, with Keon eventually finishing #1 and Wattson at #3 in the first split. The entire time, Wattson was heavily using Seer.
The origin of the Seer pick was, I was playing with Messiah, who was #2 at the time. He was going for #1. And I was just like playing with him, and like I was kind of just trolling and playing ranked, just being bored. I was like, I'm gonna play Seer. I had 70 kills on Seer, 77. I was like, I'm gonna play Seer. And he was like, dude, do not play Seer. If you lock in Seer, I'm getting off. But that one game, I was like, dude, Messiah, like, I played Seer, like, that was like good. Like, I think this is we should keep playing this. He was like, no. I didn't play it. And the next day, I played with Kine and Enoch. We played Seer, Caustic, Gibby on Olympus, and just ran at people all day. And like, it was working. Like, that comp's really bad, but like, it was so much fun. I was like, dude, Messiah, like, Seer is OP. Like, trust me, dude. Like, if you're gonna go for rank 1, let's do it. But I'm playing Seer, and I'm gonna IGL. Like, this character is insane. And then the next couple splits, I did more #1 grinds and got rank 1. Just pretty much being the only person playing Seer. And yeah. And then I went to ALGS, and I was like, well, guys, like, Seer's OP. I'm gonna play it.
Everyone still believed that Seer was terrible, putting him at the bottom of their tier list, but Wattson was preaching that Seer was busted. Nobody would listen to him, so in Season 13, he decided to prove it in a big way. With the release of Season 13 came a massive overhaul in the Apex ranked system. The matchmaking was far more strict, the punishments were increased for poor performances, and most importantly, it was far more difficult to climb the ranks. This was shaping up to be the most competitive ranked season Apex had ever seen, which caught the attention of many of the big name pros, most notably the CEO himself, TSM Imperial Hal. Hal had never really committed to grinding in ranked for #1, but for Season 13, he declared this would be his season. The only issue was that HisWattson was determined to become #1 pred, and with Keon once again grinding right alongside him, Wattson was able to take the crown with Imperial Hal and Verholst right behind him, eventually throwing in the towel, realizing Wattson was not going to be surpassed. These seasons of ranked grinding to the top with Keon did not go unnoticed, as Furia, a struggling North American team, who was rather mediocre at best, decided to drop their IGL and pick up HisWattson. But they decided to do this 3 days before the Last Chance qualifier, a tournament where 40 teams would compete for 2 spots to go to the ALGS championship. The Furia roster was comprised of Panders, Zeratricky, and their analyst Sea Lion. Because they hadn't been able to qualify for LAN through their Pro League placements, they needed to compete in the LCQ to have a shot at champs. With their IGL tech being dropped, they were looking for someone to fill the IGL spot. So although Wattson didn't want to IGL, Sea Lion convinced him that with his input on macro and Wattson's fighting calls, it can work.
Well, the reason I was a free agent for so long was because I didn't want to IGL. I would turn down like a bunch of people. But then Furia came along and they're like, okay, listen, Sea Lion, you can IGL the fights, you can run at people. Sea Lion will tell you like where to go. You know, like Sea Lion will figure all that stuff that you don't want to do, Sea Lion will just put it in your brain. And then you just like do what you're good at. And I was like, okay.
And Wattson was about to bring his Seer Meta to the competitive scene for the first time.
We need to climb this. We need to climb this now.
Yeah,
climb it now. It's the last 2 spots.
You good?
Nice. Okay, nice job. We actually won that game.
Go, boys.
Holy fuck.
Damn, he's making me eat my words right now.
And it worked. Furia won the LCQ, qualifying to the championship. But they had not yet cracked the code to breaking the meta. As Wattson would put it, they were still trying to play the game that everyone else did. But during the build up to champs, that all changed once they realized their own fatal flaw.
We were fighting with Gibby. Zara was on Gibby. And I was like, dude, like, this is not good. Like, you are a liability. I was like, you're supposed to save us. We're having to save you. Like, your character doesn't do anything. Like, half your bubbles you have to use on yourself because the whole team shot at you. Like, that character sucks, dude. And so I was like, we need to just play whatever character gives us the best chance of killing someone. But yeah, I was like, dude, whatever character we can kill someone on, like Zara, just play like Horizon or something. I said it like that. I was like, dude, just play like Horizon or something. I don't know.
So going into champs, they committed. Everyone else is playing the Gibby Caustic Valk meta at an overwhelming rate. Now, I do want to take this time to shout out TSM's coach Raven. At the time, he was working with GMT and had actually released a video theory crafting around Seer right after the Sweden LAN. So Furia was not the only team experimenting with Seer, but as we'll come to see, they were the ones who created the Seer meta. So Zara drops the Gibby and they decide to play Horizon instead. But how did they break the Gibby Caustic meta? Well, the pick rates at champs for Gibby and Caustic were massive. You can see that around 2/3 of the lobby at all time was going to be running this duo, and they excelled at stalling out in order to allow your team to reset inside a building or a bubble, as well as taking quick short bursts of fighting with their ultimates or Gibby's bubble to claim space. But Furia's comp of Seer and Horizon could destroy this duo. For Caustic specifically, his gas would often make it difficult to see, but with a Seer ult, this was no issue. Caustic could also retreat behind his barrels and hide within his gas, but a Seer Q could cancel his healing or res, plus a Fuse Q or Horizon ult would fish him out. But Gibby was the main target of this comp. Gibby at this point in time was viewed as the strongest character in the game. He essentially gave every single team a get out of jail free card with his bubble, which was impenetrable and could block all incoming projectiles, ults, bullets, everything. Gibby was so oppressive that every team felt as though they themselves needed to be running a Gibby in order to deal with him. When Furia though would get a knock, the opposing team, per usual, would Gibby bubble and try to just res out in the open, but a Seer Q could cancel the res or heals happening inside the bubble. The Seer ult would then give Furia complete information on the opposing team, giving them the advantage. Horizon ult and nades could be stacked inside the bubble to devastating effect. Furia was also able to control angles other teams weren't. While every squad was running Valk, including Furia, Furia was the only one using the Horizon, which allowed for them to easily move vertically within fights. And that verticality also allowed them to dodge Gibby's ultimate. All this combined to give Furia the information advantage, the vertical advantage, the speed advantage, and most importantly, they directly countered the opposing meta comp's greatest strength, stalling and resetting. All of this results in Furia absolutely mopping the floor with every single team in the group stage, placing first overall. An LCQ team who added a ranked grinder were making the biggest tournament of the year look far too easy. But once the bracket stage rolled around, Furia was not dominating like they had in groups. The criticism of simply being a group stage team was looming. With the tougher lobbies, had they regressed back to the mean? They began with back-to-back bottom 5 finishes, but in game number 3, they woke up, putting up 14 KP along with a 4th place finish.
That's a good game. That's a good game. I would give it a good shot, guys. That's how we do it. We just stabilize. It's
Everyone
easy.
fucking sucks. We just
Everyone
killed them, bro.
sucks, and we're just the best team in the world.
All right, that's a classic Furia double shit game into the pop-off.
I know, bro. It's so bad.
They followed that up with 9 KP in the next game to grab another 11 points, but with the shift to World's Edge, they slowed down again, getting only 6 points across 3 games. In the final game, they were sitting at an uncomfortable 8th place. Another dud performance could see them drop to the loser's bracket, stifling all the momentum they had built from the group stage. But instead, Furia responded.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh,
Cluster. It's very tricky. Oh my! Are you kidding me? Sarah Tricky is insane! He's not missing! He gets the kill point! And Sarah gonna connect! Oh my god, this fuse and Seer combo!
He's got 3 thermites, making another! Can we see a third? It doesn't even matter because HisWattson cleans up Space Station Gaming!
TSA, this is not legal. Way too many teams. Look at everyone dropping. Are you kidding me?
It's as if the game just started. You're seeing everyone go in. It's Zara Tricky on the fuse.
And it's
Leave a little bit for Fusey here.
Burl's almost gets knocked from Panders of all teams to drop next to. You don't want to drop next to the Fuse and Seer. Furia takes out SSG. They take out TSM. They're on the brink of taking out Zeta Division. They are running through this lobby, and HisWattson is saying, I am the king.
Team Liquid versus Furia, the last two remaining squads of this last game of the winners bracket right now.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Team Liquid needs a win. Team Liquid needs the kill. They're in 11th place with 41. If they lose this, they do not qualify. It all comes down to this. Team Liquid needs to win this 3v3 game of arenas. A pure 3v3 with no dome shield. Here comes the push there. Trick is getting attacked up. Kilderson's almost knocked, but Gilby, knock one. Fury gets another. They need the kill points. They need the kill points. Nocturnal. 1v1 versus Wattson. He gets shut down. Wattson says, sit the hell down.
It's HisWattson.
It's fun.
It's
and 1v for the brand. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
28-point game, 16 kills, and a win to finish off the bracket stage, taking them to second place overall heading into Championship Sunday. But showing up in the bracket stage is one thing. Showing up on Championship Sunday is another.
Man, the lava monster, as we called him yesterday, the Prince of Apex, as we've been saying all weekend long, looking to step into his throne.
Game 1 is a slow start with only 3 points, but Game 2, Furia shows nothing about their run so far has been a fluke. On Storm Point, Furia land at Lightning Rod, a POI in the northeastern corner of the map. The zone is pulling towards Mill, so Furia begin their rotation towards the west side and catch an unsuspecting Fnatic out in the open with, you guessed it, Gibby.
Right here. In the open, shoot these guys.
Coming. No LOs yet. Not there yet.
Gibby.
Gibby cracked. He's really low. I'm getting an angle.
Yeah, that's fine. You can Gibby out that. You can rise out that.
Yeah, I did.
They get big initial damage, forcing the Gibby bubble, but with no nearby cover and a cancel on the initial bat, Melstera gets separated from his team and gets taken down. Although, he does take down Zera with some well-placed nades. It's now a clean 2v2. Fnatic does manage to take up space and cover, but before they can capitalize on it, the Seer ult comes out, giving Furia info and a clean wipe.
Hold that side for him.
Yeah, watch
Zera, Zera, I have you.
He's climbing up on me. Good shit, guys.
He's one.
I'm blocking you right. I'm blocking you.
Going right side, going above you. Almost.
Nice. Good
Nice.
Now, immediately after, they do get thirded, and NRG actually managed to take out Wattson, but the benefits of playing as an edge team rotating this late means they were able to loot longer and craft earlier, so Zera and Pan tank storm damage, respawn Wattson, and were back on the move, eventually being able to get their revenge on NRG.
He's one.
On me.
50 on Caustic. Caustic low.
Go in there. Gibby's dead. Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Dropping.
I'm inside.
They later Valk ult to the backside of Mill on the roof, and the Seer bullying commences onto Team Burger. First, they spot them in a bad spot and utilize the Seer ult to grab easy angles. But once they get a knock, Wattson cues them right as they're about to start the res. It's a little late, so it doesn't cancel it, but it still does give them wall hacks. So Team Burger knows that Furia knows they're trying to revive, which makes it far too risky, and Team Burger calls it off. This keeps the fight as a 3v2, and eventually off of another Q to spot a second res attempt, it's GG.
Brian, don't die here.
Yeah.
Good shit, guys. Good shit.
Next, they take down Optic, and then we reach the endgame where we see the Seer Horizon synergy. Seer ult gives them info on both remaining teams in the endgame, allowing them to time the fight perfectly, and being the only team alive in the lobby with Horizon, they're able to challenge the teams on the height with ease, leading to the win.
We're gonna queue up in a sec. He jumps on the right side, kills Wattson.
I'm queuing up. Cracker.
On me.
Both the roof.
Knocked one.
He's dead. I'm looking.
I'm on the roof.
On me.
110 on Gibby, got a bad off.
Got him.
Give 90. Give slow
On me.
down.
On me.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Good shit. Good shit,
guys. It's too easy.
It's good shit.
It's too easy. You found the tempo.
15 kills, 27 points, and Furia are only 11 points away from hitting match point. And just look at that pick rate for the comp they're running. Games 3 and 4 on World's Edge are both pretty bad, but Game 5 we head back to Storm Point where Furia thrives. Once again, we start at Lightning Rod, and then we get a western pull to North Pad. But immediately, Cloud9 tries rotating behind them.
Car coming behind us.
They going to craft?
Don't know.
I'm running at them.
On me. Almost.
Kill these guys. Careful, I'm not peeking anymore. They give me ultimate. I'm
Give
swinging
me
right side. Swinging right side. I'm swinging right side.
Your solo's there.
I need help.
We're stunned by the ult. We're stunned by the ult.
I'm dead to the ults.
You see me?
Just kidding, baby. I'm good. Yeah, I see you.
Give me right here. Give me crack on the roof.
Give me. I'm gonna kill him. Nice fucking shit, baby.
Right here,
I'm gonna win this 1v1. I'm gonna win the 1v1. It's fine. It's fine. Trust me. I lost it. He's 1 bullet.
I got him.
Nice, nice, nice.
I'm here.
Stay up. Play the knock. Play the knock.
You stood up.
Nice.
I'm med
Shit,
kitting.
baby.
Get the fuck out of this, Cloud9. You guys suck.
Yeah, I did so much there to kill those guys.
I farmed, dude.
I shit on them.
Zone. Good fucking crack. Good fucking crack on the Gibby.
Oh my god, I farmed.
Yeah, I did so much there.
Now, we mentioned this earlier, but when opposing teams would throw a Gibby ult, it largely would stall out the other team's momentum completely. But because Zera is Horizon, not only is he able to evade the damage that he takes from this ult, but he's also able to reposition and get in a better spot to take this fight. If he plays the usual meta like everyone else, then he's a Gibby, but that wouldn't have activated him to do all that entry damage that forced C9 to stall despite having the power position. And if he wasn't playing Horizon and was basically playing anybody else besides Gibby, then he's probably dead. Horizon just showing another reason why Gibby is largely ineffective against this comp. They once again move over to the west side of the zone and catch another Gibby team out in the open. A knock followed by the bubble. Wattson cancels the res. This stalls the team out in the bubble so that they're still stuck inside when it drops. Even though they pull off the res, the inability to move to a better spot ruins them immediately.
Gibby's one! Nice! 50 on Caustic! Caustic, get him! Woo! Valk's over here somewhere.
Kill that guy.
Do not let him get away.
Don't let him get away.
He's Valk ulting. A new team, back the fuck up! I'm backing up, get these stairs.
Seeing clips like this, it's no wonder Furia dominated on Stormpoint. With so much open space, they were able to catch teams out like this and stall them just long enough to send them to their doom. Furia later makes their way into zone, rips a Valk ult, finds no playable spots, but with their all-out aggression style of play, they'll just make one.
He queued up. I took it.
You can't play it anymore.
Take.
It's not a spot anymore.
Oh shit.
There's a one here. Right here. Kill these guys!
Yeah, with you.
50 on Loba. You can play against the wall on me.
Loba's one.
You can play against the wall on me.
Shooting Loba. I got Loba. Kill this team right now. We can kill this team.
What's coming behind us? Wait,
Team cracks on me. Help.
They're coming behind us though.
He's dead.
I
need a swap.
And with that fight cleaned up, in large part due to the Horizon ult and Seer ult, Furia is on match point. And you can tell Wattson is feeling himself. Now, Furia doesn't win this game, but it doesn't really matter. The 50-point threshold has been achieved. One important thing that came out of it, though, was the double down on Horizon.
When you guys just sit there and say we're gonna kill fucking everything on Edge, that's what happens.
That's what we're doing. We're playing Horizon on World's Edge.
Fucking zone.
We're playing Horizon on World's Edge. We're killing everyone.
With how easy Horizon makes opening up fights, they drop the fuse on World's Edge to focus on Horizon fully. With match point unlocked, they have a crack at the win, but over the next 4 games, they don't really ever get close. They place 9th, 11th, 15th, and 16th in the remaining 4 games. That said, they do pick up 17 more kills to push their point total so high that they were guaranteed 2nd place overall. Dark Zero goes on to win, and many had questions about Furia's decision to stick to their unique and easily recognizable comp and their risky aggressive style. Simply put, Furia didn't want to try and play something they knew they weren't good at in hopes of getting first, with the possibility of it going terribly wrong, getting no points, and eventually being surpassed by many teams. They'd rather guarantee 2nd with still a chance at the win than swap to something uncomfortable to, in theory, ever so slightly increase their odds at winning. And because of this, they won't be recognized as ALGS champions, but it's a commonly held opinion that Furia was the best team at that entire tournament. Despite losing to the match point format, they still did pick up the most points of all the teams. And although it would later be to their detriment, Furia had just shown the world and all their competitors that their comp would steamroll anyone running Gibby Caustic. Gibby went from being the best character in the game to almost irrelevant in the competitive scene after this. Meanwhile, Seer as well as Horizon saw their pick rates skyrocket, becoming the new de facto meta composition. A struggling team took a risk on HisWattson, who convinced them to take a risk on pioneering something new. It's unlikely there will ever be another Furia who counters the meta so inexplicably that they can't be denied. There were no buffs to Seer, there were no patch notes that led to this massive meta shift. It was simply HisWattson having an open mind about a character that everybody else called dead. And when he realized the strength and power that Seer had, he introduced him to the world on the biggest stage. After this, Seer was everywhere, in your ranked games, in your pub games, and of course, all over the ALGS, going on to win multiple lands. Down the road, he gets nerfed repeatedly because of how strong he was, which is hilarious to look back on considering that in that incredibly strong and overpowered state, people thought he was weak. So all it took was an open mind and a little bit of creativity, and that is how HisWattson broke Apex Legends.